All right, I get to sit here and spend some time with Matt Carpenter, CEO of Dealerware. The booth looks amazing.
Thank you.
Traffic is crushing. Matt, you guys have been on a tear lately.
Yeah, we're making some news.
Okay.
And we're having fun doing it.
We have a few things that we need to talk about. You just made a pretty big announcement about some investment and some changes. Talk me through those.
Yeah, so we have a new structure, a new company structure, and we have new investors. We're super excited about
nothing
it.
real, new company structure, new investors. Tell me about the new investors and why it's a good thing.
So Wavecrest Growth Partners out of Boston and Radian Capital out of New York teamed up together to acquire majority interest in Dealerware, and there are some additional minority investors, most of whom are automotive entrepreneurs, myself included, and some other ladies and gentlemen that you know.
Very, very nice. How is that changing your thinking or the trajectory of the future of what you're going to be doing?
The acquisition and the growth capital in play for Dealerware now is all about expanding what we do for the market. Expanding what we do for current customers at the OEM level, at the dealer group level, at the individual user and rooftop level, and expanding our suite of solutions for current customers and future customers that we're still pursuing.
So if you follow that train of thinking, you have investment, company structure, partnership synergy, that kind of migrates to product.
Yeah.
Right? So there have been some product reveals, you have a little bit of a pipeline. Talk us through that.
We have enhanced our core fleet management suite of offerings for dealers, and we've announced some new things even as recently as this week. And that should accelerate.
Let's talk about those.
Not just at NADA, but beyond.
Right, for sure. This is just a little showpiece. But the reality is the hard work's been being done because you're trying to respond to actual needs that are happening. So talk about the new stuff.
Yeah, so an emerging problem in our space for our users has been the insurance dilemma. 1 out of 3 roundabouts U.S. consumers are going with either no insurance, auto insurance, or underinsurance for their automotive needs. So the risk management...
Did you say 1 in 3?
1 in 3 is either uninsured or underinsured.
Okay.
In America.
I don't think
big
a lot
country.
of people think about that. That surprises me when I hear that.
So our original insurance verification product is all about putting dealers in a position to understand the insurance risks when they put a consumer, usually a service customer, whose car's in the shop for 4 or 5 days, in one of their vehicles that is either insured by the dealership or their OEM partner. So obviously if the consumer isn't insured and something happens to the vehicle, there are costs and there are liabilities that need to be reconciled. So 2 years ago, Dealerware launched our first insurance verification product as part of our fleet management solution in partnership with good partners of ours, Axle out of New York. And that puts a dealer in a position to actually verify whether or not the customer has insurance and what level of coverage they have. We've enhanced that to make it faster in the contracting flow for dealers who are putting consumers in either rental vehicles or courtesy vehicles day to day on Dealerware. And the order of magnitudes become profound. I mean, we will do nearly 3 million contracts on Dealerware across the 3,000 plus rooftops in the US and Canada that run on Dealerware. So making sure the dealers know what is the insurance coverage of that consumer on that contract and put them in a position to manage their fleet and decide who gets a car and who doesn't.
Manage your fleet, manage
super
their
important.
risk, and all of that. So we're moving into this area. We're hearing more and more about industry partners getting together and integrations happening in order to serve the dealer's endpoint. What are some integrations that have been happening? Because you all are very focused on that and have some new integrations.
So I've been in the industry over 20 years. Dealerware is coming up on year 8, and double entry in multiple systems at a dealership continues to rave as a pain point for the whole industry and all of our users.
Yes.
So we've identified best-in-breed partners that have complementary tech stacks and product offerings next to Dealerware that are shared by our shared users. So we want our systems to be interoperable. So you think about a dealership's fleet management system, loaner management system, it sits very close to an online service appointment scheduler.
Yes.
It sits very close, obviously, in some areas of the DMS.
Yes.
And making our system
Painfully close if you have to go into every one.
So if you have 20 different solutions at that dealership, depending on what role you're in at the dealership, you may have 10 different windows and you're doing double entry. entry, you're toggling between screens,
different logins,
sometimes you're in front of the web version, sometimes you're in front of the mobile app, and it ends up being an unproductive use of everybody's time, which compromises the customer experience. So we've gotten tighter with our identified priority partners, My Karma being a great example. We're leveraging the integration now between My Karma and Dealerware to make scheduling a service appointment and reserving a service loaner for that customer seamless for the employee and then ultimately for the consumer.
I think that is really, like you mentioned, deep down what everybody wants. They want they want the solutions, they want the stack, but they want the stack to work together. I was a service advisor way back in the day, before there were like logins. I had my main green screen and I had all my codes. I can't even imagine what people are dealing with now as they go through this. So the fact that you're streamlining that and, like you said, making productive use of people's time is something that it's obvious that everybody wants. As we wrap here, tell me, what are some macros that you're paying attention to now? What do you think the macros are that are going to affect the next 24 months?
Retail consolidation, so the groups getting bigger. Large groups acquiring rooftops, large groups acquiring groups of rooftops. Retail consolidation, we think, will continue to be a macro trend. And what that means for a business like Dealerware is we don't only need to deliver application software, we also have to deliver enterprise-grade reporting and BI. And at the rooftop level, all the way up to the group level, actionable insights enabled by AI. So you have to give the group
You went
the
this
full
whole
view.
time without saying AI.
I held back.
What was that?
I held back.
Yes, you did. I know.
Everyone's talking about it.
Everybody is, but I think what people really want to do is something that works.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just everyone's always looking for the magic bullet.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, like, does it actually work? Does the integration work? I like how you're thinking about the macro, understanding that enterprise grade. As an industry, we have huge opportunity to grow in our enterprise thinking as far as data flow, as far as systems integration. So it's exciting to know that there are a lot of people out there, you being one of them, seeing the trend, paying attention to it, and developing accordingly.
Yeah, so it starts with investment, which we've made in enterprise level data.
Yes.
We have enterprise level implementations on Databricks in our product environment, so we can bring in all of our product data, and we can bring in data from other products that dealers use every day, triangulate those, and then apply AI tooling to push out actionable insights and notifications to our users.
Yeah, it's
At the
garbage in,
dealer,
garbage out, for sure.
at the dealer level and at the dealer group level, even at the OEM level. But if it doesn't run on an enterprise grade data foundation, all of the insights are compromised, even if the widgets are cool.
That's gonna.
So
even if the widgets are cool, I love that point.
Retail consolidation and software consolidation. So Dealerware will continue to be more and more products as part of a growing platform for our users. And in partnership, we've now just recently announced, powered by HopDrive, a pickup and delivery offering within the Dealerware suite of solutions.
Oh, man,
so we're
another
working with
great
Nick
one.
and the team,
Yes.
on giving basically our users the single screen to decide, does this service customer need a car, which Dealerware does, or do they need a ride?
We can help you get there too.
It enables consumer choice, and it enables the employees at the dealership not having to leverage two different screens
My goodness.
to present the same value prop to the same customer.
What a practical solution to a very real world felt problem, Matt. It's always exciting to be around you and your
Yeah.
team because you're on the move. Thank you so much for spending some time today.
Yeah, you got it. Good to see you, Paul. Thank you.
So here is a marginally younger version.